If you've ever been invited to a business opportunity meeting at a coffee shop and suddenly felt like you were trapped in an episode of Black Mirror, you might have encountered an MLM. Welcome back to Dad Ruins Everything. Last time I ruined bottled water. Today I ruin multi-level marketing, or MLMs. MLMs are often sold as incredible business opportunities that let you be your own boss, work from home, and achieve financial freedom. That sounds awesome. Sign me up. But in reality, they're one of the biggest financial traps out there. Chances are you've already heard of some MLM companies, even if you didn't realize it. These companies come in many forms, selling everything from makeup to weight loss shakes to household products. Here are some of the biggest MLMs, past and present: Amway, Herbalife, LuLaRoe, Mary Kay, Avon, Tupperware, Plexus, It Works, Primerica, Young Living, doTERRA, Beachbody, Monat, Rodan and Fields, Pampered Chef, New Skin, Forever Living, Arbonne, Unique. The real money isn't in selling the product, it's in recruiting others to join. Let's break down why MLMs aren't businesses. They're just glorified pyramid schemes. A multi-level marketing company is a business model where participants earn money in two ways: selling the company's products and recruiting others to sell those products. The catch? Recruiting is where the real money is made. If an MLM actually made money from product sales alone, it would just be a regular business. Instead, they focus on growing a downline, meaning the people below you in the recruitment chain, because you make commissions from their sales and recruits. This is why MLMs are often compared to pyramid schemes. In a legitimate business, revenue comes primarily from selling products or services to customers. In an MLM, the real income is generated by recruiting people into the system and making them pay for inventory, starter kits, or training materials. If you're thinking, but I know somebody who made money with an MLM. Sure, but that's not the norm. Studies show that over 99% of MLM participants lose money. The Federal Trade Commission has repeatedly warned that MLMs are structured to enrich those at the top while leaving most participants in debt. You know, like a pyramid. A 2018 AARP Foundation study found that 47% of MLM participants lose money and another 27% barely break even. Only about 25% make a profit at all, and for most, it's tiny. When you see an MLM success story, it's usually someone at the top of the pyramid, benefiting from the money flowing upwards from people below them. If MLMs worked as advertised, we'd all be rich just by recruiting each other into different schemes. One of the biggest red flags in an MLM is that you're encouraged to recruit your friends and family. This creates an awkward situation where you're expected to convince loved ones to buy overpriced products, pressure them into joining your business, stay positive and enthusiastic even when you're losing money. If you've ever had someone you barely know invite you to coffee, only to realize that they're trying to recruit you into their MLM, you know how awkward this can be. It ruins friendships, damages reputations, and creates financial stress. MLMs love to claim that they're selling amazing high-quality products, but if you actually compare prices, you'll often find that the products are massively overpriced. Why? Because MLM companies don't care about selling products to customers. They care about selling dreams of wealth to recruits. Essential oils, marked up 500% compared to store brands. Makeup and skincare, drugstore brands work just as well for a fraction of the price. Health supplements, often filled with unproven ingredients and ridiculous claims. Weight loss shakes, expensive meal replacements you could make yourself for a few bucks. MLMs create a closed market where their sellers are both salespeople and the customers. That's why you see MLM participants constantly buying their own inventory just to stay active in the business or preserve their discount. Whenever you question an MLM, the first thing you hear is, it's not a pyramid scheme. If it were illegal, it wouldn't exist. Here's the problem with that argument. MLMs are pyramid schemes that a lawyer tweaked to make barely legal. You see, pyramid schemes are illegal, but MLMs have a real product attached, so they can claim legitimacy, even if recruitment is the real source of income. Also, since the product exists pretty much to keep lawsuits at bay, it doesn't need to be high quality, price competitive, or even readily available. Just because something is legal doesn't mean it's ethical. Predatory payday loans, overpriced college textbooks, and casinos are legal too, but they're also designed to take your money. The easiest way to spot a pyramid scheme is to ask, can you make real money just selling the product without recruiting anyone? If the answer is no, or if it's ridiculously difficult to do, it's a pyramid scheme in disguise. Once you're in an MLM, you'll notice something strange. You're not allowed to question it. If you say you're struggling, you're told, you're not working hard enough. If you criticize the company, you're accused of being negative or not believing in yourself. If you try to leave, people suddenly stop talking to you. MLMs create a toxic, cult-like environment where failure is always blamed on the individual, and not a broken system. Meanwhile, the people at the top continue getting richer while everyone else struggles. MLMs have a long history of controversy and lawsuits. Herbalife paid $200 million in fines after the FTC ruled it misled participants about income potential. $200 million! LuLaRoe faced lawsuits for selling low-quality leggings while scamming recruits out of thousands of dollars. Amway settled a $56 million class action lawsuit for operating as an illegal pyramid scheme. And yet, despite these scandals, MLMs keep popping up under new names using the same tactics to trap new people. So I guess the conclusion would be that multi-level marketing companies are a scam wrapped in a business opportunity. They promise wealth but deliver debt. They push overpriced products that you're pressured to buy. They rely on recruitment because selling the product isn't enough. They ruin relationships and trap people in financial struggles. 99% of people lose money. If MLMs were legitimate businesses, they wouldn't need endless recruitment, fake motivational speeches, or shady sales tactics. Real businesses don't work that way. If someone tries to recruit you into an MLM, save yourself the trouble and say, "No thanks, I'm not interested in pyramid schemes. Bye." Then you can send them a link to my video. I'm sure they'll love it. So, I hope MLMs are sufficiently ruined for you, or for someone you're going to forward this to. If you've got a horror story about MLMs, or if you escaped one, drop it in the comments. And if you like what I'm doing here, hit like, subscribe, and, recruit a few friends. But in a high-pressure way, over coffee or something. I'm just getting this thing started, and I could really use your help. Feel free to suggest, argue, or whatever in the comments below. Thanks, and have an awesome day.